Welcome back to Analytical Strategy. Today we are talking about 3 errors by production which may have changed the course of the game or potentially change how the game has been played in future seasons. Survivor has been on for 20 years and overall there have been limited mistakes throughout its duration, which is extremely impressive. However, when you're on the air for that long, you are bound to make the odd mistake, and we're going to talk about just 3 of these production errors today. So firstly, we're going to be talking about the design flaw in the final immunity challenge within Survivor Guatemala. So within this challenge, the 3 remaining contestants in Rafe, Stephanie and Danny were required to use 2 ropes to balance on a wobbly board. They had to last as long as they possibly could without touching the platform beneath this wobbly board. After an hour of the challenge, they were required to drop one of the 2 ropes without their hands touching any part of the challenge setup. Once the contestants let go of this rope, it made them lose their balance, and rather than use their hands, they were able to lean on the vertical log near the setup. Eventually, Rafe accidentally touched the setup, and ultimately, Danny outlasted Steph with ease to win this challenge. Due to the rules of this challenge and the contestants being able to lean on the setup without the use of their hands, this gave Danny an insurmountable advantage just due to her physical makeup alone. Danny's height and core muscle strength became the reason she was able to do this challenge with ease, rather than the initial concept and design of this challenge, which was being able to balance. This was a clear flaw by production when constructing the rules when making this challenge. Whilst height and physicality can play a major role in a lot of challenges, it is rare that it would be the core reason for winning a final immunity challenge to get into the finale. And since this challenge has taken place, a lot of challenges that have appeared on the show since then have been designed around the physical makeup of the players, making it even for all contestants involved regardless of height. And it is likely the result of this final immunity challenge which could be the key reason for this occurring. Secondly, we're going to be talking about Survivor Marquesas and the Final 4 elimination. So within this season, we witnessed the first rock draw in Survivor history. However, there are question marks about whether this should have ever happened in the first place. The Final 4 consisted of Pascal, Vecepia, Nalia and Kathy, with Vecepia having individual immunity, making the other 3 players vulnerable. Prior to this season, the rule was in a tiebreak situation, it would go down to whoever received the most previous votes as to who would go home. But this rule was retired after Survivor Africa, the season prior to Marquesas. This rule was changed with the rock draw rule, where if there is a tied vote, that the contestants who were not tied in the vote would have to draw rocks, and the contestant who drew the odd coloured rock would have to go home. Given the rule change in this circumstance, as Nalia received 2 votes and Kathy received 2 votes, they should have both become immune, and as Vecepia was immune from winning an individual immunity, Pascal should have gone home by default. Within Marquesas, all contestants except for Vecepia drew the rocks, and Pascal was still eliminated by drawing the purple and odd coloured rock. Jeff later discussed that the purple rock tiebreaker was a mistake at this point in the game, as the formula behind it didn't really work with only 4 people left. This paved the way for the fire-making challenge to be used in the case of a deadlock at Final 4, and for rock draws to remain outside of this. In current Survivor, the Final 4 has been further refined with the introduction of the compulsory fire-making challenge, with the immunity winner given the designation of who sits in that challenge. And finally, we're going to be talking about the Final 4 immunity challenge era within Survivor Africa. So within Survivor Africa, the Final 4 consisted of Big Tom, Lex, Ethan and Kim, and the Final 4 immunity challenge was held that night at Tribal Council. The challenge regarded the contestants answering questions about their fallen comrades or the contestants previously eliminated in the game. The final question of this challenge stated, which eliminated female contestant has no piercings? Where Kim successfully answered Kelly to obtain the win, and Big Tom was voted out by the remaining contestants after that challenge. Now, Lex had also answered the question correctly with another contestant, Lindsay, who was also a contestant on the show who had no piercings. However, Lex's answer was given to be incorrect in this questionnaire. If Lex and Kim were both correct in the game as they should have been, it would have been a tie in the challenge and they would have been given a tiebreaker question to decide the winner of this immunity. There is a chance that this could have changed the course of the game if Lex was able to win this immunity challenge. Due to this mistake from production, Lex and also Big Tom were both awarded the runner-up prize of 100 grand instead of what they would have usually received for the standard third and fourth prize. To my knowledge, this is likely what would be the biggest mistake production has made in its 20-year history of the show. Is there any other big controversial production errors in Survivor that you know of? Please let me know down in the comments, I would love to hear it. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and please hit that subscribe button for more content coming very soon. This is Analytical Strategy, and we're signing out once again, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.